the planet, but as a product for the marketplace, you can. I haven't yet found one disease that's called like one common disease that you can Google and Moringa. So like arthritis and Moringa, asthma and Moringa, fatty liver disease and Moringa, obesity and Moringa, dietary problems and Moringa. Uh, you will find the research out there,
Right.
predominantly out of India because it's been there for 3,000 years and dating back to time immemorial, basically. But it is by far and large, out of all the plants that I've studied, and I've studied hundreds of plants in the tropics, specifically for what have the best economic value, what have the best environmental value, and what have the best community value immediately there. Moringa has more health benefits than any other plant that I've come across. Okay, right up there with like black seed oil and like chia seeds and all this, right? But
Yeah.
surpassing in almost every case and in almost every category, Moringa surpasses almost every other herb as far as I'm concerned. That makes it like the Super Mario of the plant world. So,
It's a,
what
it's
else
an
do you want to talk
incredible
about?
product.
Yeah.
I've purchased moringa from like different sources over the years, right? Like when I learned about moringa was back in 2009. And, there was only one company that had the product available. So, of course, with my own health issues and things that I was dealing with, I jumped on board right away, taking and consuming the product. And, it did wonders for me. Not only did it help with my gut health and everything else like that, it helped with a numerous of other things, and prevention of some other things too, right? So when we really take a into consideration the all of the people that are watching this right now, number one, somebody is dealing with something that this could potentially help with, and we're not making any medical claims. Go and do your own research. We're just stating the facts, and sharing our own testimonials as well at the same time. But the most important thing, and why I wanted to do this quick introduction to moringa today, is because we have the most purest form moringa available to clients and to businesses that work with clients that many of you don't know about. And, when it comes to the quality of the product, I have never seen anything better than the moringa that we have in our hands. And I want to introduce it to more people. I want to introduce it to more people. Number one, if you're working with clients that are dealing with pain, inflammation, gut health, hormone health, whatever, I mean, the list can go on and on and on. And I actually have a slide that I'm going to share because it might actually jog some memories for you. That you may know somebody that's experiencing something like this, or something that this could actually assist with their healing journey. And this is not a hardcore sales pitch, but I really, really wanted you, number one, to meet the person behind the farm, behind the product, because I mean, when you're purchasing products from Amazon, you don't know the quality of the product. Even the health food stores, like I've gone around to some health food stores and looked into the different types of moringa they're carrying. The quality of the product that are on the shelves these days is not really up to the standards than what it is that your product does. So, can we talk a little bit about the production process and why our moringa, or Priceless Farms and Ventree like moringa, is different compared to anything else that you'd see on the market?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, Uganda is the first factor. It's a non-industrialized nation. It's incredibly fertile when it's taken care of. Obviously, there are places that are turning into, bare soil, but it is one of the most beautiful countries in the world for agriculture. Very clean water, very clean environment, very clean soils. That can all change if we don't,
Right.
do something about it. But that's the number one factor to start. That's kind of like the foundation. So our farm is about 175 kilometers away from the capital city, which is the main sort of industrial area. So we're way away from any heavy metal contamination and so on. And secondly, we do small batch at this time. So because we are, a younger company and we've been sort of cottage industry and family and friends financed. We're doing small batches, and we're also packaging it on the farm. So we follow all of the USDA organic SOPs. So it's being washed like 4 times before it's being dried within 24 hours down to 4% moisture. And that 4% moisture mark, the threshold is, I believe, 7 or 8% in order to pass. And that's where you're going to have a longer shelf life. But we basically cut that in half down to 4%. And what that means is you're actually getting more product in the bag per weight because, of
Hmm.
course, water weight is a moisture weight is part of any food stuff that you're going to eat, which isn't freeze dried for people on the space station. But the point is like that 4% moisture content is what basically crystallizes the chlorophyll and the molecular structure of the leaf from the farm directly from these fields. And it's all done within a 24-hour period and then sealed in those bags, which don't allow any light into them whatsoever. So I think the big difference between our quality product is because we're doing small batch, because we are meticulous with our practices. And also another major factor is that we're very careful about what we pick from the field.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you look even in this picture, if you look really closely to some of these moringa trees, down on the bottom you have yellowing leaves, right? Because moringa as it grows up, it drops the lower leaves and they go yellow, and they go yellow for various different reasons. We don't take any of those branches. If a branch has a single yellow leaf, we just tell the farmers just drop it on the ground. So the farmers themselves have been trained to the extent that they only take the best, highest quality leaves from the field. A lot of other farms will actually harvest an entire crop all at once because they're just going for profit. They're just going for maximum yield. Whereas we actually only go in and pick by hand the best of the best leaves, and then we allow that crop to regrow. And basically we don't take the whole field all at
Hmm.
once. So we'll go back to the same acre 3 or 4 times in a season, and we get more harvest over time. It's just that you have to be more patient, but you actually end up getting more volume from those individual trees because it grows very rapidly. It regrows. A lot of plants, almost all plants, when you tickle them like that, when you munch on them, which is a natural thing in the environment, they respond by growing faster, right? And when you do that at the right time of year, you get these flushes. And so that there's a lot of different layers to why the quality is so good, from the packaging, the moisture content, the way we pick it, the soil and the water quality, and then also just the standard operating procedures in the factory. Anybody who goes into our factory takes a full body shower, and they leave all of their outside clothes and items and everything on the other side of those showers. They go through, and then they get into their suits and they get all geared up, and once they come out, that's it. They're not going back in. So we really put a lot of effort into the quality. That what that means is our cost per kilo is very high right now at pre-commercialization, because now we want to go from like 30 kilos a day. We want to go up to 300 kilos a day. And again, that's just scale up, but we're going to scale up with the same level of quality control and with the same level of intention that we put into the crops themselves. One final thing I'll say, which is as a forest designer and a forest, lover of trees, our fields are actually highly dynamic. There's a lot of different species of trees that have been allowed to grow in and around the crop. Now, in a traditional business mindset, this will actually reduce your yields per hectare, right? In terms of weight. But my personal belief is, and there's actually been quite a bit of research out there about this, is that we've seen more fungus, more mushrooms, different types and varieties of mushrooms growing throughout the crops and growing throughout the forests over time. And I do personally believe that mycelial network of
Hmm.
mushrooms and the network of different species of trees is actually enhancing the nutritional profile of our moringa crop. And
Absolutely.
I'll be able to collect more data over time. Obviously, we're constantly researching what we're doing. The last 10 years has been nothing but research, and we're only getting better and better and improving the system more and more over time because we want to come out with cosmetic products. So we've got the leaf powder now, but in very short period of time, we'll be having the cosmetic products come out, capsules, pills. And I just learned, actually, going back to the gum, I just learned that the gum of the moringa tree is a perfect binder for tablets.
Ah,
So you can use the gum of the tree, powder it, mix it in with the leaf powder, and compress it into a perfect tablet. And it's pharmaceutical grade. It's a
wow.
pharmaceutical grade binder, and it has incredible health benefits.
Even more
So
than the
anyway,
tree, I'm sure. I mean, I eat the
well,
nuts and the seeds too, right?
yeah, the whole tree, except for the skin of the root. A lot of people hear the root is toxic. It's not the whole root which is toxic. It's the skin of the root. So if you're going to eat moringa root, for those of you who have moringa trees in your garden, make sure you peel off the skin and get well into the fleshy part. That's where there's no toxins there.
Mm.
But yeah, the whole tree is medicinal. The flowers make a beautiful golden tea. And I personally am also very much looking forward to bringing out pure, sort of like uh, Moringa bee products, from like all the bee products. I just think that's going to be a wonderful lineup of products. And
Yeah,
again, things like beeswax, propolis and so on and jelly, you can again mix hundreds of different formulations
right.
with all the other extracts from the tree. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
and I we have another company that's part of our network that her whole basis of her cosmetic brand is Moringa. So I'm really
yeah.
excited. I know you've spoken to her in the past, and I look forward to us working together in the future and creating some cosmetic products. And the Moringa oil is so good for your skin. I've been using the shea butter that you've gotten me, and I
Yeah,
mixed it with the Moringa powder and the papaya powder, and I
yeah.
can see a difference in my skin in only just a couple times. Like over the winter time, my skin is very dry and dull, and I've been literally lathering the stuff on my face before I
Nice.
go to bed. Just the shea butter alone is just incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna I want to share just a couple, couple slides that I have because I think it's important for people to see this as well. Oh, I can't minimize while I'm recording. Okay. Okay. Uh,
Unforeseen glitch.
No, I want to just bring up the slides so it just makes more sense to get it ready. Okay, so here we go. I want to just share you guys just three slides that I have here that I've created because I'm a major moringa girl, okay? I literally, you guys seen all my stories, how many plants I grew over the past couple summers. My goal is to have a greenhouse here in Vancouver. Oops. And I'm actually really excited because we're working towards having that available and seeing how it goes growing it on this side of the world. But if we keep our greenhouse warm enough, we may be able to make it happen. I mean, they're not going to be big giant trees like what you have, but I mean, having a place for them to all grow and for us to be able to provide them to members would be amazing. So I have just a couple slides here, and I think it's really important that we all get onto the same page when it comes to our health. Health is not valued until sickness comes. But what if we could do something about that now not only for our friends and family, but also for the clients that you deal with on a daily basis? I think it's so important that we start adding nutrition that actually does something for us. I mean, right now, a lot of people are suffering with a number of different ailments. We won't even get into that on this call because I can just talk forever about it. Everybody knows. We know what's going on. But if there's a way that we can make ourselves feel better, even our digestion, our bodies get sluggish, and I can speak from experience is when I wasn't adding the proper water and the proper nutrition like our moringa, my energy levels like were just garbage. Like I literally could barely walk up the stairs. I was wondering what was wrong with me for so long, but now that I'm incorporating this into my diet every single day, I have a shake my mom makes me. I'm actually starting to feel better. But, this is just some of the examples of the things that this can benefit you. And I know you can speak about this for till the cows come home, Aaron, but is there anything on here that you want to talk about, like the nutritional value, the antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, any of those kind of things that you want to share when it comes to looking at this particular slide?
Well, I mean, I've dealt with hundreds of people who've been taking the product since we started producing it, and honestly, I've seen every single one of these happen with people. For vision improvement, just as an example, there was two young girls who were blind when we were doing our Moringa for Kids nutritional campaign. A lot of kids suffer from a lack of vitamin A in vulnerable communities, and their eyesight came back after 2 months.
Wow, that's
Um,
incredible.
the anti-ulcer one, Uganda, if you look it up, Uganda has the highest rate of ulcers in the world. It's unbelievable how many people complain of and have ulcers there. It's a particular type of bacteria that basically is prevalent in Uganda. And Moringa works wonders for people with ulcers, preventing it, also supporting getting rid of it. So it's a massive anti-ulcer one. Hair growth, I've had people who do use it for stimulating hair growth. They lather it into their scalp. They either sleep with it overnight with like a sleeping cap, one of those swimming caps on. And I've had people report that their hair started growing back like gangbusters.
Wow. Yeah.
Inflammation, constantly, people are always saying my back pain went away, joint pain, arthritis issues are disappearing, and so on. And there's a lot of people online claiming that it, gets rid of arthritis and whatnot.
Hmm.
Blood sugar is a huge one. I've had people who had irritable bowel syndrome for like 20 years. They've tried everything, didn't work. I gave them a super, super strong cup of Moringa tea, and boom, it was gone within the next day. They were back to normal. I had one, there's quite a few like that actually, because a lot of people have gut issues in the tropics. There's just so many different bugs and infections that take
Right.
place, and a lot of starchy foods, not a lot of fiber in some of those foods. And I had one fellow who started taking it, and the next day he came to me and he gave me a big bear hug, and he was like, "Man, I haven't taken a solid poop in 20 years." So he was just
Oh,
like,
wow.
he lifted me off the ground, and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. And
Congratulations. And now he's just hooked on it. He
so
loves it.
you had mentioned something. So you can actually consume this hot or cold, and you can like add it into recipes and stuff, and it doesn't actually lose the nutrient content if you heat it or put it in tea.
Well, the thing, a lot of people have misconceptions around like, oh, if you cook food, you're losing nutrients. Well, if that was true, all of us would be dead. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
when was the last time you went for a month without having a cooked meal like every single day, right? So certain nutrients change and can reduce in the amount that are there. For example, vitamin C will reduce when you
Right.
cook it, but not by much, right? So I would encourage people who are concerned about cooking food to really do a deep dive and really try to understand how nutrients change based on the temperatures. And the truth is, you do lose some nutrients, certain ones, others don't. Others
Right.
just remain where they're at. And then others actually get unlocked and they become
Mm.
more bioavailable through the cooking process. So I do a combination of both sprinkling it on my food and eating it directly as a raw powder,
Yep.
as well as cooking it as a tea. And I make big jugs of cold tea that I like to drink, because when it's cold, that stringent bitterness just disappears when it's cold. You can just slam it back. It's really nice.
Yeah.
That's how I give it to my kids now as well. When it's an ice cold drink, they drink it and they're like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
So I like taking it both ways. I strongly encourage people to drink a glass of moringa tea every day. That's
Right.
how my father does it. His eyesight is improving. And then also, as you mentioned, using it as a mask on your skin, you will feel after that one treatment that you have an entirely new layer of skin there. And it works as a bit of an exfoliant when you wash it off with some soap. Yeah.
So the
So
next event we do, the next healing event, we're gonna all do Moringa masks.
sounds good. Look
Awesome.
like
Well,
green
okay, so
monsters.
I have one more thing that I want to share. And I just want to go through this because number one, you guys, you're dealing directly with the source, okay? This isn't an MLM, first of all. You're dealing directly with the manufacturer, the person that's actually growing the plant. And the couple things, as we mentioned before on Amazon and all the other products that you're getting in the health food store, I put our product side by side to compare to the product that I got on Amazon. And you can tell that there's other additives and things in the product. You can literally tell just by looking at it. This is like a neon bright green. Exactly, it's actually
Yeah,
exactly
I'll
the same
chime in
color
there.
as the bag, you
I'll
know?
chime in there as well. Like if you do pick up a bag of this stuff and you feel it, it's like talcum powder, right?
Right.
And it is only the moringa leaf from the tree. No stems go in. A lot of companies are putting in stems, so you get a bit of grit.
Yeah.
but I'll give you a story. There was a friend of a friend who was at our place, and she had a bottle of Moringa capsules that she was taking. And I found that fascinating. She's like, "Oh, I know Moringa. I take Moringa every day." She had it in her purse. I was like, "Oh, nice. Can I open one of those pills and look what's inside?" I kid you not. Like I put ours on the counter, and with ours, when you put your finger in it, you're gonna take a layer off, and then it's just a smooth. It's
Yeah.
kind of like an avocado smoothness to it. We opened the capsule, we put it on the plate beside it. First of all, it was brown, a little bit green, but mostly brown. And then I taste tested the capsule, and it apparently was pure moringa leaf. But when I taste tested it, I could taste and feel sand.
Yeah.
So I could feel grittiness. And I told her, I said, taste test mine. And she did. And she was like, "Oh, this is very smooth, just like you were putting icing sugar in your mouth." And then she taste tested the pill, and she's like, "What is that grittiness?" And I said, "I think it's sand."
Yeah.
Now
Anything for the
imagine
wheat.
imagine a company that's trying to cut corners and improve their profitability, who are actively putting sand into their
Right.
product. And like, all of us know what it's like to have sand in your mouth.
Yeah.
Most of us. I mean, I grew up around beaches, but you get what I mean. Like, it's distinctively like that is not moringa leaf that's in that capsule, yet that's what they're calling it on the label. That's what they're saying it is on the label,
Right.
right? And so that scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like, you pretty much, a lot of people are like, "Do you have it in capsule form?" And it's like, well, we're going to,
Yeah.
but wouldn't you like to know exactly what you've got, even just from the look, feel, and taste of it?
Right.
And that's why the powder as a bag, as a product, is so powerful, because you can capsulate it yourself.
Yep. Yep. For
Spend
sure.
20 bucks on Amazon and get your own little capsule device, and it's easy as heck. And then you got
Yeah.
a month's worth of pills in 10 minutes,
Right.
and then you know exactly what it is, right? Plus,
Right.
you can put it in your food.
Totally.
I
So,
boiled it into that shea butter. So I brought the shea butter to a nice like low heat, and just mixed in the moringa powder, and then I strained it out through a silk cloth, and
mhm.
it made a perfect lip balm with a bit of beeswax mixed in.
Wow, that's awesome.
So like a balm for any part of your body, but with the moringa leaf infused into the shea butter.
Love
Right.
it.
So, anyways, go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So just a quick recap. I want to just go through a couple things here. So anybody that's watching this, number one, I'll post the link. If you want to purchase a bag and try it for yourself, we have shipping available. I also have boxes available here in Vancouver. So if you're a practitioner or if you work with clients and you want to start carrying this as a product, we do actually have a bunch of locations that are already carrying it. We have two practitioners that are already using this with their clients as well. But there's also other options, right? Like, so eventually, you can actually, we're my biggest goal with this is number one, to educate people. Number two, to let them know there's wholesale and affiliate options available. Eventually you'll be able to custom create your own products. If, like he's mentioning, the face masks, the teas, salves, if you want to, you know, um, have your own single sachets with your company name brand on. White labeling is eventually going to be an option as well, from my understanding. Large quantities. If people want to purchase the large quantities, I'm sure we can, sell the product, the powder that way as well. But there's a lot of different ways that, number one, you can utilize this product for not only yourself but also for your clients. And this is, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this interview was to showcase and introduce you directly to the person. I'm more than happy to do introductions to anybody that's watching this video, whether you want to become an affiliate, whether you want to carry the products for your clients, if you want to meet Aaron directly. He's open to meeting all of you. It's about getting this product into more people's hands for their health, whether it's through for your own health or for your customers. It doesn't really matter. But the point is I wanted to do this personal introduction today. It's so important that you meet the owners behind the brands that are helping, not only helping make this network amazing, but also helping with my health journey as well. Many of you know my health journey. You know what I've been through, the struggles that I've gone through, and just having this product in our hands. We should be shouting from the rooftops. Anybody that's used this product or is currently using this product, please go and write your testimonial on this video as well so other people can learn about your stories because, facts can tell, but stories sell. When you share your personal testimonial and you share the product on your social media or with a friend and family member. I know Heather, her family took a bunch of product back to Winnipeg and they've all been getting amazing benefits from it. Her husband is actually off some of his medications. I wish she actually was on this to write the testimonial, but I will have her write her testimonial later. But the main point of it is introducing you to amazing people like Aaron that are part of our network that can add value not only to your own health but to everybody that's involved. So if there's anything that we can do, if there's anything that I can do to introduce you to this amazing gentleman, and his dad is also super awesome. I can't wait for y'all to meet him. But anything that we can do to add value to you, your health journey, or your clients, please reach out to us. We're happy to share this information. And I'm happy to directly connect you to Aaron and the farm. So my biggest goal would be for us to create manufacture products together and a whole cosmetic line and things that we can introduce into the network. And I look forward to working with you. I look forward to our journey together, our Moringa journey, our health journey. Maybe one day I'll come with you to the farm, but this is
Yeah.
just the start of a beautiful friendship, relationship, business partnership, and so much more. So, just thanks for taking the time this evening. I know you're busy, you have a bunch of kids at home, and thanks for taking the time to do this quick Wellness Wednesday interview. And we look forward to doing more interviews like this and introducing health and wellness products into our network that can add value to our members. So, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you're very welcome. No, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Awesome. And we're also going to have him at our big vendors market and event and speaking on stage in April. So watch out for the announcement for the big event. Thank you
Very
so much,
cool.
Aaron. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you too, Callie. Thank you so much. And to
Of
everybody
course.
out there, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye bye.